So in terms of just the kind of path, I mean, my background, I started, or consider myself still, a dancer and performing artist. And so in coming from the dance background, I was a silent dancer. And that's the norm. And it continues essentially to be the norm that dance training is silent and dancers are silent. And with that, it was important to me, a very essential thing. I mean, I didn't start that young, so one of the insights was to say, okay, imitation is great when you're 12, but you can't really hang around for 10 years when you're 20 to hope that by imitation you will kind of acquire that level of skill. So I thought that the body, knowing more about the body from the inside, would help me to learn faster. It wasn't true. It didn't help me to learn faster, but it already instilled in me at a very early development in my dance training to look at the dance and look at movement from the inside. And from that, then I acquired looking into more and more of the non-functional body and what non-functional movement, because we muscle and bone in order to even turn my head and say hello. So I started working with the organs, and in that way I was just a typical dancer. That sort of sound was just out of the range. But and if someone said go to a voice teacher, I would have said why. Yeah. So from that so working with the organs was purely as a physical experience to generate an internal experience of physicality, and it was but by going into it on a physical level, I started developing the foundation for my voice. And so I started making vocal dances. And what this means is that my voice training has come out of a research into body and movement. And from that, then developed this incredible love of the voice and the power of what it gave me. So it was transformative, probably from a pretty innocent place, but that leaves the boundaries of it quite open for experimentation.
Just to jump in, because I think this innocent space is interesting, because I think coming to it from dance, coming to voice from dance and body work and the interiority of understanding the literal body gives you freedom when if you came to voice through the academy in this country, if you came to it through singing, the mastery of singing or the mastery of the voice through text, there are a whole set of baggages that came with that. From my point of view as being a voice teacher starting out, the cultural aesthetic of the voice, the kind of value given to voice in certain kinds of text. So in a way, that innocence was glorious for you, and I didn't feel I had any innocence in my work, except the work I did pre-working in the conservatoire, which was to be a punk artist and to be a self-scripted, lesbian feminist playwright. So that was there, but coming into the academy, I thought there's something you have to learn. There's something you have to learn about the way language is structured and the way the voice works. And so meeting your work, there was an intrinsic inside-out freedom that came, and you gave wisdom from that and a certain freedom in that innocence. So clearly it felt liberating for me. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
But yeah, liberating in the sense of, because I started not to be silent anymore.
Okay.
So that music and vocal music and language suddenly were something that I could use. I didn't have to be silent anymore. To the point now that when I work with performers or dancers, and it seems strange that why is everybody so silent? And it's understandable on a certain level of physical effort that you're not going to be making sound all the time. But we weren't working with song and dance in a kind of structured way. But having that opened up the whole world of performance for me, and language then, and the capacity to articulate feeling and thought through movement was open.
Yeah.